Hey YouTube, it's just you and my voice this time. No script, no Twitch chat, no nothing. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, life update, and also gonna be taking a break, go over into all of the details. But I feel like you guys on the YouTube channel haven't really been able to hear me speak in a manner that is not for content, that's not off of a script, in I think basically forever. It's really different. So I apologize if I go off of tangents or ramble because, for lack of better phrasing, making this video is pretty nerve-wracking. I know, it's strange, huh? Been doing this for so long. But this video that I don't have my Twitch chat to banter with me, I don't have a script to write for a proper YouTube video. So it's gonna be me talking about everything that's been going on. So I guess the important thing to start is you, the viewer. Thank you so much for all of the support that you've given me over multiple years of creating content. I only really started doing proper YouTube with Genshin Impact, and that's been basically 3.5 years at this point, right? You guys can clearly see, like, we've had an amazing road to success. Went from starting off on creating proper guide videos and doing super number heavy stuff into branching off, doing more personality-based content. Summons for myself, summons for you guys, reviewing your builds, gameplay showcases, count reviews, artifact strongbox, you name it. We've had a great journey. We've been able to explore lots of different content paths, and I really appreciate all of you guys who have been interacting with my content, liking videos, sharing, commenting on them, etc. It's really been able to change my life, make this into something that I call a job, and yeah, it's been a long road since there. For those of you who don't know, I think this is really important because we get a lot of new viewers to the YouTube channel thanks to the algorithm. It's kind of crazy. Those of you who don't know, I made the jump to go full-time content creation 2.5 years ago. July 12th, 2021 is when I officially made this announcement on Twitter. And before that, I was a full-time software engineer. Not gonna go into the details, I'm just letting you guys know that my history is of a programmer, and for lack of better phrasing, a successful one at that. I worked at one of the most popular / lucrative companies. Without getting into too much detail, you guys know, if you guys are in this industry, you guys know of FANG, which is like Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. That was way back in the day. It's definitely changed now since it's been, half a decade since then. But that's where I started. I didn't anticipate doing streaming for a living. The only reason why I chose to do it after convincing my parents to do it was because the amount of money that I was earning from content creation with strictly just from Genshin Impact became more than what I was making with software engineering. Never thought that would ever be the case, and I would never have made the jump to go full-time content creation if that wasn't the case, because it would be really irresponsible for me, especially, growing up in an Asian household with Asian parents. Took a lot of convincing. You're like, the software engineering world has a pretty big safety net. And if you climb the corporate ladder, then you can become really successful without, as long as you do your job. Content creation is very much the opposite of that. There's no safety net. It's very volatile. And at any point in time, whether it's the game that you play or the community that you're in, the ship could just sink. And that's really scary. But I trusted myself, and my then girlfriend at the time, Dawn Psycho, she's now my wife, she helped me and convinced me, like, you can do this. Believe in yourself. You can make the jump. And that was really the catalyst that made me be like, okay, you know what? The person that matters the most in the world thinks that I can do it. If that's not a reason why, then I'm never going to make that jump. So I did. And this is where I end up. So now, each year has given me such amazing opportunity, and I'm really been trying to internalize what this means. I'm gonna repeat it a lot this video, but I really, really appreciate the YouTube community that I've built. Those of you who don't even watch me anymore, who don't even play Genshin anymore, those of you who still watch my content has been pretty uniform the past bit because I've gotten comfortable with my content creation path, but I really feel that we've grown so much, and each year poses, new challenges that going through. But I think one of the biggest challenges that I've faced through this is the difficulty for myself to take a proper break If you guys have noticed on the channel, I try very hard to upload extremely consistently. I try to aim for a video every 2 to 4 days. When something new comes out, I try to crank it up. I'm trying to go every 2 days because there's so much content that I want to make. But in general, I try to aim for every 3 to 4 days, making something that would be entertaining for you guys to watch. And that's tough, man. It's really tough. I constantly have this battle in my head of like, when I finish a video, I don't get to rest. I think about what is the next video I want to make, because that's how it feels in my head, right? And those of you who don't know, on the YouTube side, I stream almost every single night on Twitch. I stream very, very often. I would say that over the course of the year, I stream over 60 to 70% of the year. I started tracking the days this year just to really, help myself also be able to take breaks. During the first 2 years of Genshin, I believe my streaming was so consistent. I streamed 300 to 330 days out of the entire year. So 300 to 330 days out of 365 days of the year. So my streaming uptime was 80 to 90% uptime. That was crazy hard to do, on top of maintaining the YouTube channel that you guys have seen. And I think that I've gotten a lot better at that. I tracked this year so far. It's March 15th as I'm recording this, and I've streamed 53 days of the year. So March 15th is 75 total days since the beginning of the year. So I've streamed 53 out of 75 days. So I've gotten a lot better. I've already taken 22 days not streaming, but I love it. And I work so hard to be able to maintain both, sometimes too hard. And I really have difficulty taking breaks. Those of you who don't know, personally for me, even if I don't stream, I think about it. And that's, I think, the most difficult part about things is the fact that I remember when I used to work software engineering, it was so easy for me to, at 6 p.m. when I get off work, I could immediately stop thinking about work. It was the greatest feeling because I'd be like, okay, I can go home, I can play Genshin, I can stream, I can do the things that I enjoy. But now that switch is no longer there, right? I wake up, so there's never the separation of knowing how to stop thinking about it. And before we get deep into this, I want to preface that I would not trade anything in the world for this. I'm extremely grateful for everything that you guys have given me, for everything that my content has given me. I would never trade what I have for anything. It is a very privileged job to have. I'm very thankful, very grateful every single day to be able to play games essentially for a living, to be able to sit in front of a computer, work remotely, be my own boss, whatever it is. Extremely grateful. But that doesn't mean that I have my own struggles on how to time manage, right? That's basically what it is. I have difficulty time managing. I love it too much. I'm obsessive too much. I think to myself, if I don't make videos, I lose the value. My viewers will stop watching me. That's what I tell myself. And no matter what you guys say, no matter what my Twitch chat says, that will be the hard, engrossed feeling that sits in my chest. I derive value from the content that I make, the content that I provide you guys, the entertainment or the education or whatever it is. So it's really difficult. So this brings up the topic of why I'm making this video. My now wife and I, my beautiful, lovely, caring, supportive wife. If you guys don't know her, she's Dawn. Psycho is her handle on social media. She goes by Dawn. It's much easier, DAWN, or as the Twitch frogs know her, she is Miss PP. An old nickname, I am referred to as Mr. PP. This is an old nickname created by my community, like since the beginning of Genshin. I don't even remember what the history is, but it's endearing. So yeah, Mr. PP and Miss PP, Dawn and I, Xlice and Dawn, we're gonna be heading on a month-long honeymoon trip to Asia. I'm gonna be visiting South Korea, China, and Japan. And I'm just going to be enjoying it. I say that I'm just going to be enjoying it, but here's what's actually happening. Because I can't take breaks, and because you guys know it's so difficult for me to take breaks, I have prepared for you guys 6 to 8 dedicated videos on the YouTube channel. So the YouTube frogs will still have plenty of things to watch while I'm gone. I've already recorded 2 full account reviews that you guys should be excited to look forward to, and I plan on doing more account reviews after I get back. I'm going to be trying to prepare Honkai Star Rail guides. We have Strongbox video, a collaboration with a very short Xiaomei coming up in the future as well. I have a lot of juicy content that you guys can look forward to. And this is one of the things that you guys can tell is very difficult. One of the most important milestones in my life. I still cannot take a break properly. I still cannot say, you know what, I'm gonna go on this trip. I'm not gonna produce any content. I'm just gonna enjoy life. I took the burden of the month that I was gone and squeezed that workload into March alongside everything else. It's been difficult. My health problems have been blaring up a little bit more this month. I don't really talk about that to you guys on YouTube. You guys don't really need to worry about it. I have chronic migraines, and when I have a migraine, it is one of the worst pains for me personally to experience. It knocks me out for an entire day, and even after the migraine goes away, I still have a lingering headache, which makes it difficult for me to operate for about 24 to 48 hours afterwards. I'm seeking a medical professional to help with it. At the end of the day, it's something that is genetic. I've inherited it from my father. So I just, got to work around it. But they have flared up a lot more in the month of March. Usually I have them once every 2 months or once every 1 to 3 months. But the month of March, I've had them 3 times this month. I actually had my most recent episode on Pi Day, March 14th, yesterday. And I'm recording this video today. This video is going to be going out near the end of March because that's when I'm leaving. And I want to talk to you guys because it's important. So, yeah, that's a pretty big life update for you guys. I'm going to be gone for a month. I'm not going to be Twitch streaming, but that doesn't affect you guys on the YouTube side. This video is definitely going to be different. I don't know what the thumbnail is. It's probably going to be a black screen because that's what I've told my editors to do. So, yeah. Sorry about my rambling, but I'm going to go back to some of the things I'm thankful for. I have monetized my YouTube channel pretty heavily. You guys have seen a lot of sponsored. I made a YouTube community post somewhere this month or maybe even last month about how I'd have to take up more sponsorship opportunities. I really appreciate every one of you guys who watches the videos, accepts the way that I do things. We have a lot of YouTube integrations. It helps pay for everything. Really does. Really appreciate you guys for it. It means the world to me. Would not be able to do anything without my super supportive community. And I originally had fear about doing that for my YouTube channel, but I made the decision because at the end of the day, this is my job. This is my job, and bills need to be paid. It's just what it is. That's just adult things, So, yeah, I wish all of you guys, all of my YouTube vlogs, all of my Twitch vlogs, the most amount of success because I have been given the privilege of being so successful because of you guys. And I only want to create content that entertains you guys, that helps you guys, that makes you guys be able to forget about the harsh things of the world. I'm really sorry to any of you guys that are experiencing some of the real life, real life things that are happening. Oh yeah, a little bit of content history. Explain to you guys, maybe because what you guys have been feeling. The way that content originally started on my channel, we originally did only educational content, and we were really, really hardcore on that. All the numbers and weapon testing that I did way back in the day. I no longer do that. I just don't have the time anymore. And I recognize that my content quality, especially for guides, has decreased in the type of intensity that it is, right? But I think that's okay. I think that's okay. I think that I'm much more comfortable doing these more casual-esque guides. I think it more fits how I feel about certain things nowadays. And I turn a lot of my stream content into YouTube content because it's easier to do. But I still do every so often produce really high quality YouTube videos that are scripted, those things. I know that some of you guys may feel like, oh, the content quality of Mr. Xlice's content has gone down so much. I understand that, but I still appreciate those who do watch. Things that I'm really excited for, and things that have changed for me is that I've become a lot more opinionated on the Twitch channel. On the YouTube channel, I try not to be opinionated, especially when it comes to Genshin content, because it is my job. It's really difficult to do that without garnering a specific type of audience. But I've become a lot more critical of Genshin, and the reason is because I used to have this happy-go-lucky, this goody two-shoes kind of approach to Genshin because Star Rail wasn't out at that point. So I only thought to myself that, you know what, if Hoyoverse really cared, they would do things to improve Genshin. But now that Star Rail's out and Star Rail has received so many quality of life features, I realized that that's not the case. And so I become a lot more opinionated. I become a lot more critical. And I'm like, you know what, it's no longer space for that. So when it comes to Genshin, on the Twitch side, I've become a lot more honest, I think is the best way to describe it. And honest when it comes to Star Rail content. And the only video that I have on Wuthering Waves, I was pretty honest with it. So I hope that these things will continue to be for my future content, because that's how I feel nowadays. I feel that even though I'm less objective, which is what I strive to be, I'm more subjective now. I'm more opinionated now. I think that it's important nowadays because I've outgrown the old me and I now have a pretty large platform, and being subjective is important because you guys get to hear exactly how I feel about certain things. So yeah, that being said, I'm going to add it in here, even though it's not really relevant to what I'm talking about. But for example, how I feel about Chiori. I feel that C0 Chiori is a pretty big disappointment. Really unfortunate that the design of her and her dual swords, but her gameplay kit is just so dull. C6 Chiori is a whole different playing field. I play with C6 Chiori, and C6 Chiori feels incredible. It feels, and this is my personal opinion, so this is just me, since I've played with a lot of C6 characters, I feel that she feels stronger than C6 Yelan, but weaker than C6 Neuvillette. That's how I would approach it. Chiori C6 is incredibly powerful. The reduction in her E cooldown makes for 100% uptime on Geo Infusion, and then her normal attacks get defense scaling. All you need is, Zhongli. You don't need Kazuha. You just need one support, a full team, and she's already packing a crap ton of damage. So yeah, disappointed with C0 Chiori. C6 Chiori is impressive, but costs a lot of money. It's not worth it. So yeah, just want to add that in there. Those of you who felt disappointed with C0 Chiori, me too. Very dull character. But she looks pretty, so there's that. Anyways, this is quite long, maybe longer than I wanted it to be. But I think that for this type of video, if you guys happen to click on it, there's nothing to watch anyway, so you're just listening to me talk, like kind of like an audio podcast kind of style. Yeah, so as I'm transitioning, life is moving very fast for me. The wife and I are going to be having a long trip where we trying to detox from social media, just enjoy things, because we're moving forward. Life is moving forward for Don and I. It's moving forward for us. That's just how things are. I don't really share too much of my private life, but at the very end of the day, some of the things that I share with you guys are necessary. You guys deserve to know a little bit more about me. Know a little bit more about this VTuber that started from a PNG and moved his way up in the world. So, yeah. Thank you to everyone who has supported me along the way. My content creator friends, my real life friends, my family, my viewers, Twitch and YouTube, my wife, my pillar of support. She's cared for me so much, and I only try to make her proud. A big shout out to my editors. Mr. Cope, the big one, the big dog, handles so much behind the scenes, allows me to be able to produce content to the speed that I produce it every single day. To my other editors, to Onks, and to a new editor, I believe, that we started to bring up, Sean. Thank you guys for working so hard for my channel. Really appreciate it. At the end of the day, I will continue to make content the way I make content. Thank you guys for supporting me along the way. I'm very excited to add Wuthering Waves or other anime-focused games to my channel. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for subbing to the channel. We're almost 500,000. We are 452,000 right now. You guys are incredible. Thank you for listening to this. Those of you who did listen to this. It's a pretty big life update. I am taking a meaningful break. It's just us two. We're going to enjoy time together. And I wish everyone who watches my content safety, good health, success, achieve your dreams, whatever it is. Mr. Xlice is rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. I want you guys to be successful because you guys brought to me the success that I see today. So thank you guys all for watching my content, and I'll see you guys on the other side after my vacation. Take care.